20 people in Twitch already.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to the MOR Esports podcast. This is episode 3 of the show. I am your host, Jack Patient. I am here with F1 Mikey Boy, my co-host. As always, a delight to be joined by the league owner. And we are here then for quite an important podcast, I'd say. This is probably the biggest one we've had. We've got a lot more sort of structurally to talk about. The main thing being, of course, Zadvoort this weekend, which was a very interesting race. There was a lot of big talking points, a lot of championship implications. Of course, you're going to get our opinions, which I'm sure will be unbiased. We won't argue at all. Me and Mikey are going to agree on everything. It's going to be nice and dandy. So let's just get straight into it. But before we get straight into it, Mikey, you've got some important news about a certain giveaway we've got going on.
Yes. So we're going to be running two giveaways tonight. Two little finds that I've found on TikTok. TikTok shop. So the first one is going to be this little beauty. That is the giveaway. I don't know if you can see it with the reflection.
Yeah.
That is going to be our TikTok giveaway. So any gifts sent through, once you've accumulated 50 coins, you will be entered into the giveaway for this one. And then on Twitch, we have any gifted or any subs will be entered into a giveaway. And this will be the winning one, which I can see by JP's face. He's already got his card ready.
Honestly, my wallet's right beside me. Whenever I get a break in the podcast, I'm getting some gifted subs in because that is coming home with me. It has to. It absolutely has to. So,
someone's just said in the chat to turn me up if you can.
Okay, no worries. Let's get you. You're on full volume now, so if they can't hear you, then hopefully all good. So we'll get straight into Zadvoort then. And obviously the main topic, race winner, Lando Norris. Pole position, won the race, back-to-back wins. It's starting to feel like McLaren may be back. They're starting to build some momentum, especially Lando. My question to you, Mikey, do you reckon Lando was the best driver of the weekend?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, you could give that to, I think, a couple of drivers out there, but I think Lando Norris, for me, he didn't have it easy, and he fought back and ultimately took the win and run away with it a little bit. So yeah, it's another impressive drive from him. I think Mercedes are pooping their pants a little bit. I think two straight race wins in a row. I think he's showing a lot of people why he is the number one driver at McLaren. And I think that he has still got a very big chance of winning this championship this year.
Yeah, I think in the first half of the season, you would have been really not beaten at all for thinking, oh, Antonelli's going to run away with this. Russell's maybe a bit out of the picture. Lando, won in Hungary. It was a statement, I think, the win in Hungary, but I kind of took it for maybe a one-off, to be completely honest. I don't think anyone can ignore this now. 2 back-to-back victories, and they're not just, oh, he's just about won it on track. Antonelli made a mistake or something. They're 2 very impressive victories, and it's difficult to kind of take them out the conversation now.
Yeah, I think they've very much announced themselves in contention for not only the drivers but also for the constructors. I think they've got to take a lot more bigger steps to even go near the constructors. But I think they're definitely in the right direction, and I think Mercedes are scrambling a little bit. Which I've read an article today, Toto Wolff saying that they've not got the financial stability as what McLaren have. So that could be another, whether it's a mind game or just an honest review, I don't know, but definitely something to take into consideration. I think McLaren are the team to beat at the moment.
Yeah, it's hard to kind of say that Mercedes are top dog now. Of course, Antonelli still leading the Drivers' Championship, Mercedes still leading the Constructors, which we will get onto later. But McLaren, and especially Lando, looking honestly impenetrable. If McLaren had started the season with this level of performance, do you think Norris would be leading the championship right now?
Yeah, I mean, looking at the way that McLaren's performed the last 2 races, I'd say it's very similar to how the Mercedes performed in the first 6. Again, I think this weekend the sprint benefited McLaren. I think if it wasn't for the sprint, I think they got it wrong in the sprint race, and I think they probably wouldn't have. They didn't win the sprint race, did they?
No, that was Russell, the sprint.
Russell, yeah. I think if they didn't have the sprint race, I think they made some changes, and I think it benefited them for sure. But yeah, you could quite easily sit here and say that McLaren are or could be winning both of these titles very easily if they just replicate what Mercedes have done for the first half of the season. Anything's possible.
Yeah, most certainly. I do have the question though. Do you think McLaren have left it that little bit too late? We're already at the halfway stage of the season. Mercedes have already got that bit of a buffer. Don't get me wrong, it's not the biggest buffer we've ever seen in Formula One. But have they left it a little bit too late to really take a challenge to Mercedes?
No, I don't think so. Lando's sitting, I think it's quick maths, 83 points off the top, which sounds like a lot. But in theory, if Antonelli was to finish second every race and Norris was to win every race, that would put them pretty much level.
Yeah.
And Mercedes have got, they've had quite a few reliability issues. So I don't think it's unrealistic to say that they've left it. I don't think they've left it too late. They're up against it. They've got a lot to improve on, but I think definitely Lando has a chance of coming back and winning the title. I think for the constructors there is a chance, but Oscar really needs to step up a bit.
Yeah, I would definitely say Oscar is struggling in comparison to Norris. I don't know if I'd say he's flat out worse, but definitely in especially recent races, he has looked a shadow of his former self against Lando.
Yeah.
Do you think Lando winning the championship last year has made him a better driver? Because I think if I had to answer the question, I would have said that, Piastri looked so dominant last year and then obviously crumbled towards the end of the season. And it was Norris that kind of just picked up the pieces. But this year, it's Norris that's setting the tone and Piastri's having to chase him behind. I do feel like winning that title has almost taken a bit of a weight off of Lando's shoulders, and he now thinks, okay, I'm just going to go and get another.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think, Lando, before he won that title, I don't think you'd have seen him make that move on Antonelli into turn one.
Yeah.
He wasn't worried about what the other drivers were doing. He knew where he was sticking that car, and he got it done. So I think, I think he's more relaxed behind the wheel.
Yeah,
I feel like before he was always trying to prove himself, whereas now he's won that title, he's beaten Max Verstappen, and he can then focus on just bringing in the points. If the team isn't performing, then he'll keep them motivated and he'll always do his best. But I just feel like he's hit that certain level where he can almost have a bad day and it still be pretty good.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, I'm, to be honest, not Lando's biggest fan in the world, but you can't argue with a very good racing driver, and that's exactly what Lando Norris has been. I think it's difficult to ask this question, but do you think with McLaren's current pace, they are better than Mercedes, or do you think Mercedes still have that slight edge?
I think it would depend after Monza. I wouldn't like to say that yet, but if you look at Hungary and the Dutch Grand Prix, they're very tight and twisty.
Yeah.
Monza is very much straight line speed. So I think if McLaren were to outscore Mercedes or beat Mercedes pure pace in Monza, I think I would sit here comfortably and say they're the better team.
Yeah.
But I think perhaps the last two tracks may have favoured them more than Mercedes.
Yeah, I completely agree. Obviously, most Formula One races are quite track dependent. Williams are always very coveted for being very quick in a straight line. You have teams like Red Bull that don't really like street tracks. There's always those sorts of things that certain teams struggle with and certain teams don't. But moving on to our second topic, which is going to break my heart speaking about this. You can probably see in the background the little man's vinyl over there. Verstappen, it was a disaster. I mean, has dominated the Dutch Grand Prix in years gone. The Orange Army reveling at his performance, but this year it was a difficult weekend overall, I think. I think qualifying was probably the best you could have done in that car. It wasn't really anywhere near the Ferraris, the McLarens, or the Mercedes.
Yeah,
And then, you think his final home race, he's going to pull something out the bag. You look at our predictions as well.
yeah,
You had him winning the sprint. Me and Blake had him winning the entire Grand Prix.
yeah.
And at turn 14, it all comes crumbling down at the final corner.
Yeah, I think he was very fortunate that he was able to just get up and walk away from that crash because I think it had a lot of potential to be a disaster.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the frustration in the car is potentially coming out in his driving at the moment. Every crash that he has, he says, "Oh, the car's shit," blah de blah. But that accident was all on him. He just pushed too hard when it was still damp, and those things do happen. It's just unfortunate that it was the last race in the Netherlands, and potentially the last race that Max can do at home. I hope to see the track come back on the calendar, but yeah, it was an unfortunate accident, and he was lucky to walk away. But it was also good to see that he is human and
Yeah.
can make mistakes.
Yeah, I think I've read some sort of stat like it's the first Grand Prix he has solely crashed out of since Monaco 2016 or something like that.
Yeah,
He's not had a crash where it's
with
just been
someone else.
on
Yeah,
his own since
yeah.
Monaco 2016. That's 10 years ago. I
Mm.
would have been 12 years of age when Max Verstappen last solely crashed out of a Grand Prix. But
Is that not his first season?
no, 2015 was his first. 2016 was
Yeah,
first in the
15
Red
was
Bull.
yeah, 15 was the half a season in Toro Rosso, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
The
it's an
big
impressive
thing,
stat.
it's very impressive. And I mean, you hear it all the time with Max Verstappen of, oh, it's been this long since he's done this and he's broken this record that stood for this long. And you kind of just think, oh, well, it's Max Verstappen. That's not really one you want to break, to be completely
Yeah,
honest. You don't want to start crashing. The
no.
question I have, though, is was it a genuine mistake from him? Or was he just trying to push that car to a limit it doesn't have?
I think in a normal year he wouldn't make that mistake because he's not frustrated with the car as much, and I think that frustration come out in that moment. He's trying to push in every corner that he can, whereas if he's in a car that is above and beyond everyone else, he probably wouldn't be pushing as hard when it's a damp track, and if it means losing a position, he's probably going to just wing by and get it back. But I feel like the frustration's probably creeping in, and he just made the mistake, which it happens. A lot of drivers do, but obviously for someone like Max, he doesn't like making those mistakes, and it is rare.
Yeah, I mean, and you spoke about the accident as well. He was a very lucky boy to walk away from the crash.
Mm.
I mean, it was a big impact into the wall initially. Of course, then bouncing out into the track where you've got multiple cars flying through as well. Of course, we had the incident of Bortoletto in the background as well.
Yeah.
A big shout out to Nico Hulkenberg. How he kept that car from not T-boning his teammate. And I did say to Mike earlier on about Nico Rosberg's comment of it was luck. You can't put that down as luck. The reactions, you can see the hands on the steering wheel. I mean, we were slagging off Hulkenberg about a week ago, but I mean, he's earned my respect back again. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, I mean, it reminded me of, I think it was Colapinto in Australia
Yeah,
down the on the opening lap where he miraculously pulled it out of the bag and didn't rear end a car on the grid. That's not luck. It's just reactions. It's instinct. And if you see a puff of smoke, maybe the only thing you could say about it that was lucky was the fact that he went the right way,
yeah,
but he didn't move the car until he saw the car in front of him. But perhaps if he was more to the right, would he have made it? We don't know. So there is a little element of luck potentially, but equally it's still very skillful, the fact that he's reacted in that way and avoided a huge crash. Not only a huge crash, but potentially endangering a lot more people and taking him and his teammate out of the race.
yeah. And I mean, Audi, one of the newer teams on the grid, shall we say,
Mm.
that would be big for them to have to repair 2 whole cars, especially in the
Yeah.
cost cap era. You're not scoring points in a race that was very chaotic where you could have scored points. That was a very big thing. But going back to Max Verstappen, I do have a question for you, Mike. Do you think we see more mistakes from Max Verstappen when he actually has to push the car to its limit?
No, I don't. I don't think so. I think going from, when he first started in Formula One, he went up to a good car, and then going from a good car coming down, I just feel like I don't know. It's a difficult question to answer really, because you could say on the basis of Zandvoort, yeah,
Yeah.
because it was his own fault and it's the first time in 10 years. But then again, that's his first mistake in 10 years on his own. It's harsh to say yes.
Yeah.
So I would say no, just under that stat alone. But everyone's entitled to their opinions, and I do think you'll probably see a few more from him.
Okay, well, swiftly moving on from Max Verstappen, thundercunting it into the barriers at the final corner, we'll move on to the championship leader, Kimi Antonelli. Yeah. Of course, we have to talk about him. He's an incredible young prospect leading the Formula One World Championship. Was P2 the best he could get at Zandvoort? Could he have beaten Lando Norris on a different day?
No, I think, Lando won by what, 11, 12 seconds?
Yeah.
I don't think that's a wrong strategy call. I just think that's out and out pace. And the Hungarian Grand Prix, I don't know what the gap was for that, but I believe that was also above 10 seconds.
Yeah.
So, 2 races alone, I've got it here now, 18 and a half seconds. Kimi Antonelli was beaten by Lando in Hungary, and 11 and a half in Netherlands. That's 2 races. He's now accumulated nearly a 30-second gap in 2 races on the championship leader. That to me suggests that that's not Kimi just having a bad weekend, because looking at the way he's been driving all season, I don't think he really can have a bad weekend. I just think that Lando Norris has hit an immense part of form and the car's just clicked, and I think it's very alarming to them.
Yeah. It's difficult really, because Antonelli, we don't have, let's say, previous seasons to judge him on. We just have last year when he was a rookie, and this year when he's in the fastest car and he's winning multiple races. But do you think, let's say, this championship battle really is on between the likes of Hamilton, Russell, Norris, and Antonelli? Does Antonelli have what it takes to handle the pressure? Because we saw it with Piastri last year.
On him. I don't think the pressure's on him. Because if it was Max Verstappen chasing him down, I think there would be pressure. But you've got George Russell, hasn't been there either. You've got Lewis Hamilton, which I would like to say he's in the title fight, but realistically at the moment, if Ferrari carry on the way they're doing, he'll probably finish 7th. Their strategies are just not right.
Yeah.
You can't rule out Charles Leclerc, because he is also on the same points as, or there or thereabouts, what Lando's on. So I'd say no, the pressure's not on at all. I think if anything, he can relax a little bit, and hope that the other drivers take points away from each other. He just needs consecutive podiums, and to not have the same driver win every race till the end of the season. If Lando wins every race to the end of the season, there's nothing that Kimi Antonelli can do. But if Norris starts dropping points, then Kimi just needs to beat that number 2 and just needs to grind out those podiums and just keep bringing them in.
Yeah, and I mean, that is one thing I was going to go on to, was his consistency. He's been absolutely brilliant so far this season. I personally myself have been very surprised with him. Don't get me wrong, I watched him a bit in Formula 2. I watched him last season in F1. He did seem like a very good driver, just needed that little bit of polishing. The step up that he has made, especially in a regulation change as well, when we've gone from the 25 to the 26 cars, the biggest change in Formula 1 history, he's got to be the biggest prospect since Max Verstappen, surely.
100%. I mean, again, if you look at the stats this season, they don't lie. We've had 12 rounds, not including the sprint races. Every race he's finished, he's been on the podium. He's got 10 podiums in 12 races, 2 DNFs. He's won, what's he won? Six races. He's finished second twice and third twice. You know, that's not just a car.
Yeah.
That's not just a car. You can say that the car is definitely helping, but you can't solely put that down to just the car being the reason that he's up there. He is a very, very good driver, and I think I would be surprised to see him not win the title now.
Yeah, and I mean, you say it's not the car. You look at George Russell, who is so much more experienced, is also touted as a very, very good talent, and of course is good. You know, you have to be a good driver to win in Formula One.
Yeah.
But Kimi Antonelli has come in his second season, and people are talking, or were talking, about Russell getting the boot for Verstappen. That's how good Antonelli's been. So there's no talk or conversation of, oh, it's just a car. When Antonelli has walked in his second season and absolutely trounced his 10 times more experienced teammate.
Yeah, he's walked all over. He's walked all over him. I know Russell's had a few reliability issues, but Antonelli's retired twice as well. You know, that's a sixth of all the races. That's a lot of races to retire and have that lead in the championship.
Yeah.
It's quite scary actually, because you know, if he hadn't have retired those two, you wouldn't even be considering anyone else for the title right now. But the question I've got to you and also to the chat is: Kimi Antonelli Mercedes' new number one driver now? Is he now the number one driver at Mercedes?
Honestly, yes, because you look at the team tactics. I mean, obviously, we will get onto the team tactics after this, but the Mercedes team game, Russell's in this World Championship fight as much as Antonelli is. Until Russell is out of it, he's in the championship fight. And they made that call to let Antonelli through. And they didn't say to Antonelli, oh yeah, keep him in the overtake boost. We're going to get this double podium. Antonelli got past him and he fucked off down the road. They wouldn't be doing that if Russell was the first driver. They would either tell Antonelli to sit behind him and defend, or he would go ahead of him, give him the overtake boost and drag him along. Don't get me wrong, Russell still finished third. But that's down to Russell. That's not down to the team. So if I had to answer, I would say yes. Antonelli has walked in his second season, has absolutely battered his teammate, has taken the number one driver status. What more can you say about him? There are no superlatives to describe that sort of performance.
No, I completely agree. And I think Mercedes' call to bring in team orders was very brave.
Yes.
You know, you've got George Russell second in the championship, 30 points, nearly 30 points clear of Lando Norris, the person that they're fighting, and they're already worried more about P4 in the championship than P2. And I think that alone just shows where Mercedes are in terms of their number one drivers. I think it says itself. You've got Max in the chat asking, could Lando come back to win the title? We've just said, I think he absolutely can.
Yeah.
And then you've got Emmanuel Sander saying that they absolutely agree that Antonelli is Mercedes' new number one driver. Sandy saying, I wouldn't say number one, but I think if Kimi keeps beating Russell for the rest of the year, he definitely will be, which again is probably also about right. Russell coming back to win the sprint race was a big step for him, but his main race was shocking. It wasn't, you can't go and put it on pole, win, and then struggle like that. So, yeah, Russell's up against it. And the next question is Oscar Piastri.
Yeah, which is an interesting one, let's say. We briefly touched on it while we were talking about Lando. But, I mean, ultimately the question is what's going wrong for Oscar Piastri? Because Lando Norris is beating the Mercedes cars. And Piastri's race in Zandvoort, it was great. And then it was getting worse, and then it was getting worse. And then by the end of it, it was absolutely tragic.
It was. He just looks lost. He doesn't look like he's with the car at all.
No.
At all. It just looks I don't know. I'm not going to say that he could lose his seat because I thought the Williams drivers wouldn't. Look where that got them. That got them a new contract. So I don't really know that much about Formula One, clearly.
Yeah, it's scary though, because I mean, you had a lot of talk last year about McLaren potentially favoring Lando, and that's why he won the championship. Piastri wasn't getting looked after. You heard all these rumors in the paddock and whatnot. But now Norris is outperforming him in qualifying, in race trim. I would say confidence wise, Lando looks 10 times more confident than Oscar does.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty clear now. I don't know about you, Mike, but I think it's pretty clear that Norris is McLaren's number one.
100%. And, it does take me back to last year where everyone was like, oh, Zach Brown and Lando Norris, they're favouring him. This is why. Lando is a better driver than Oscar Piastri. And that is my genuine thought, that last year wasn't a case of he was being favoured. They were looking at their realistic chance of winning the title, and it was with Lando Norris. That's all there is to it. So for me, I think Oscar, I don't know, maybe he's a bit downhearted from last season and is still trying to get himself back up to it, maybe. But I wouldn't be surprised if next season you see a different version of him. He could be struggling with battery management. He could be struggling with all sorts. So you just don't know. But he's definitely not the driver he was last year.
No, and I think, don't get me wrong, of course, Oscar Piastri is a very good driver. You don't win in Formula One. You don't fight for a championship in Formula One without being a very, very good driver. But I don't think Oscar Piastri has developed into the driver that we thought he was going to become. I don't know if you agree with that, but I think, especially from last year, we were looking at him and thinking he's definitely going to be a world championship contender, is going to be in there. He then kind of had that slump at the end of 2025, and now it's just looking like he's a bit of a Pierre Gasly almost.
Yeah, I was looking at Piastri last year the way I'm looking at Antonelli this year, because the start of last season, Piastri was on fire.
Yeah,
and it was like, wow, where's this come from? He's battering Lando Norris, and they just flipped. Which is also why I'm excited for the second part of this season, because anything can happen. But I just think Oscar's maybe not enjoying the new regulations. He's struggling after obviously losing the title and feeling hard done by as well. So I think he's just getting through this year. He knew the car wasn't there, so potentially isn't putting his all into it. But I think come next year, I think you'll see a different Oscar, that's for sure.
I think we can all hope so, because Oscar is almost like the regen of Kimi Raikkonen. He's that cool-headed, really quick, doesn't really care for the media side of Formula One.
Yeah.
He's a brilliant driver, and I do really hope that we see more from him in the future. Moving on, though, we do have to talk about Ferrari, don't we? And it wasn't the greatest weekend in the world for them. Of course, we couldn't have a podcast that revolves around Formula One without talking about Ferrari, but it's probably going to end up being something that's just slandering the good name of Ferrari. So,
Yeah.
Hamilton, I would argue, had podium pace all weekend, but it
Yeah.
was his grid position that really screwed him.
Yeah, it was his qualifying, and I think he lost out to Oscar Piastri at the start.
Yeah.
I don't think that helped him whatsoever. He then was held up by Leclerc on a different strategy, which can't really blame anyone for that, because at the end of the day, they're racing. So if you want to get past someone, get past them, overtake them. But I think Ferrari's issue at the moment is that they both think they're number one drivers. And I think it's really going to hinder their chances down the line. And it wouldn't surprise me if it does actually cost them the constructors' title.
Yeah, I think it is difficult because, I always said it last year with Lando and Oscar, it's very difficult to pick a number one driver between those two. You've got Leclerc, the golden boy of Ferrari, the man that is supposed to take them to the greatest of heights, and then the greatest of all time, Lewis Hamilton.
Mm.
Who do you favour in that situation? You really can't pick one, can you?
I mean, Yeah, I would be able to pick one, and I'm trying to keep Lewis Hamilton's my favourite driver. But if you've got a 7-time world champion and a driver that hasn't won a championship, you've got to really side on them.
Yeah.
You know, who would you pick as a number one driver if you had Hamilton and Alonso in the team?
I mean, I'd probably give it to Hamilton, but it wouldn't be an easy choice. I'll tell
It
you
wouldn't be an
that.
easy choice. But again, if you had Hamilton and Verstappen, that's where it would get tricky.
Now that's the question you don't want to know the answer to.
I mean, everyone would have their own opinions, but that realistically for me is where you could sit and say, I don't know how you can choose a number one driver. But when you've got a 7-time world champion and a driver that has won just as much as George Russell.
Yeah. It's a very fair point. It's a very fair point.
8-time world champion. Sorry, yeah, Mike, that's right.
Oh, right. Okay. We're not getting into that debate on this stream, or we'll be here all night. We will be here. We actually will have to put that in a podcast one day, you know. We are going to have to debate Abu Dhabi 2021.
We'll do a Drive to Survive rewatch and see what we do. But I've got a question for you.
Oh, good God. Here we go.
Because obviously you have that strong opinion on 2021.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, do you think Hamilton will ever win an 8th championship?
No. I think the only reason I say no, I definitely think he's got the pace and he's still at the top of his game to win a world championship. But I think you've got the era now of Antonelli, Norris, Piastri, Verstappen's still relatively in his prime if he can get round the cars. You've got people like Leclerc as well that have very good weekends. I just think it may be a little bit past his time now. I think his best chance would have been in 23, 24.
Yeah.
But I think now it's maybe gone a little bit past him. Unless next year Ferrari come out and build the greatest car, I don't think, if it's competitive and there's a few drivers in it, I don't think it's going to be Hamilton that wins it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Do you... I'll ask another question shortly. I'll let you carry on.
Okay,
what about the chat? What do they reckon? Do you think Hamilton will be an 8th? Obviously, ignoring the fact he already is, but do you think he will become an 8-time world champion? Pop it in the chat. Let us know what you think. What's the next topic, JP?
Well, the next point is just the Ferrari race pace, which I think, I mean, Ferrari, especially since really 2023, really, have always had this sort of race pace where at certain tracks, they'll be the quickest. And then everywhere else, they will just be the 4th best team, the 3rd best team.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's starting to get them into a cycle that they need to break out of because Ferrari, the most iconic team in Formula One, you've got the most iconic driver in Formula One. You can't be the 3rd best team. You can't.
No, you can't. I don't know who will win the title this year. If I had to pick someone right now, I would probably back Antonelli. But I still think there's 4 drivers that could win that title.
Those being
me. Lando Norris, George Russell, Antonelli, Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah.
There is still every opportunity, but we don't know. Just while we're on the topic of it, I just want to say we've had a sub from JP. We've had 2 from Ollie and 1 from Oliver87 Gamer Twitch. You're all entered into this giveaway of Max Verstappen, speaking of the devil. So keep those subs coming in if you want to enter, and this will be drawn at the end of the stream. Apparently the TikTok has been suspended again, which is marvelous.
Oh my word. Of course it has.
Yes. So we won't be able to do that. I mean, Ollie's the only one that entered, and he don't deserve any giveaways.
No. I mean, once he starts doing stuff for the server, maybe we'll get him back into it potentially.
So then on to Zadvoort. Obviously, last race of the season.
Yeah.
not season, last race potentially ever. What do you think, and what does everyone in the chat think of Zandvoort? Do you wish they'd kept it?
Honestly, yes. I think Zandvoort, it isn't the best track in the world, don't get me wrong. It's not very easy to overtake at, but it's one of the races that always is like, oh shit, it could rain. Oh shit, there could be changing conditions. You know, you look at, what was it, 23, 24, I think, when it started absolutely hammering it down in about 10 minutes. There was completely dry, and then there was drivers on full wet. Joe was headfirst in a wall. We need one race like that, and I think Zandvoort was that perfect race. You, of course, had the massive atmosphere around it as well, with Max Verstappen on the grid. You had, the whole party vibes before it, the DJs on the grid playing the music and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I think it will be missed, but I want to say it's more from a non-racing perspective than a racing perspective. I mean, obviously, me and you, Mike, we both league race. I'm not the biggest fan of it on the Formula One games. I don't really mind not having it on the calendar anymore. But in terms of real racing, I think it will be missed.
Yeah. Yeah, I can agree with that. I think I'm sorry, I just got distracted by MCL's comment. Can we get pictures of Gavin Bass putting a lasagna in the oven with my Ferrari oven gloves on? We can't, Mike, because Gavin has actually said to put the gloves up for auction instead of taking them. He wants to put them up for an auction for charity. Not sure anyone's going to buy them because I've worn them, but we will certainly try. And thank you very much, Gavin, for obviously, allowing us to do that. That's great. Really appreciate that. And shout out to Scooters for the sub as well. So we now have 6 entries into Twitch now, and TikTok has now resumed our gifting.
Beautiful.
So Keenan's up to 150 coins in there. So remember, every 50 coins gets you an entrance onto TikTok, and then every gifted sub on Twitch also gets you an entrance on there. Oliver 87 with another 2 gifted subs. Thank you very much. Back to you, JP.
Yeah, I mean, Zandvoort, obviously I'm going to be a little bit more biased because I'm a Max Verstappen fan. It's his home race, whatever.
Yeah.
But I think the main question is, and I'm just going to put it to you bluntly, is Zandvoort a good track for F1?
The sport, yes. For overtaking, probably not so much. I think they could do a lot more to it. They could widen certain areas of it, but again, they could. I think if they need to focus on any track, I think they need to focus on improving Monaco first.
Yeah.
But I think Zandvoort will be missed. We wasn't there before Max came, and you look at the crowd and the atmosphere is incredible. So I think it will be missed. I'll miss it. I wanted to go. I was hoping to be able to go, so hopefully they do bring it back. So I'd certainly like to go and enjoy it, especially with it being by the coast. With the weather changes as well, it does spice it up a little bit.
Yeah, I think one question I did see on Twitter earlier this week, though, was, is Zandvoort so good because of Max Verstappen? Would the atmosphere be as good as it was without Max Verstappen?
Of course it wouldn't.
I don't think so.
Would the atmosphere at Silverstone be as good without Lando Norris and Lewis Hamilton?
That's a very good point.
Because George Russell got booed when I was there.
Seriously?
Yeah, he got booed. Yeah, you could say that about a lot of tracks. Would Monza be as good without Ferrari?
Yeah.
No. So I think it's very valid to say that without Max Verstappen, the Dutch Grand Prix isn't the Dutch Grand Prix. It could be anywhere, and it wouldn't be, like that. So, I think it's safe to say that, Max is the reason for it being as popular as it is.
So if I said to you, right, you said you're going to miss Zandvoort, you would have liked to go. If you could bring a single circuit back to F1, so F1 has got to have raced there before, is Zandvoort that track? And if not, what is it?
It's a very difficult one. I would actually like to bring back. Well, there's two tracks. There's either the Turkish Grand Prix,
which is coming back
so
next
I like
year.
that track, or it's Hockenheim.
Yeah.
For me, either of those two for me would be the perfect scenario. I did think of Brands Hatch, but again, it's not wide enough.
No.
It'd be absolutely mega to have it, but it's just not wide enough. But yeah, the Turkish Grand Prix. I'm really excited to see the Malaysian Grand Prix back this year. I think that's a great substitute, and I'm just hoping that this war in the Middle East doesn't means we have to cancel, because I'd love for them to do Silverstone again this year. I'd love that. That'd be great. That's my hope. But I've got a feeling it's going to be Imola, and maybe you couldn't say no to Zandvoort one more time.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I also thought of Brands Hatch, to be honest, but the thought of 3 wide into Druids, I think I would on commentary blow up if that was to ever happen in a league race, let alone an actual Formula One race.
It'd be incredible.
Personally, Hockenheim's always going to be up there. I think that's, it's the best track in the world that isn't on the calendar.
Mm-hmm.
A bit of a weird one that I never see people say. I would like the Indian Grand Prix back. I think the Bud International Circuit was absolutely brilliant.
See, I can't remember the actual track.
I was a really big fan of it. I really liked that, and I really liked. Was it the Korean Grand Prix?
Yeah,
I think
potentially.
it was around the era of Vettel, if I'm not mistaken. There was Korea and there was India. And both of those circuits I really did enjoy. I would like to see them back again, especially, India. Absolutely humongous. Imagine the fanfare they could bring to Formula One.
Oh, it'd be amazing. It would be incredible. Another one that I like is Valencia. Valencia was a good track.
Yeah.
Lots of overtaking. I would like to also see Sochi. I didn't mind the Russian Grand Prix. I thought that was a good track as well.
Agreed. Obviously, there was the deal to St. Petersburg, wasn't there, before the whole Russia-Ukraine war? It wasn't going to be at Sochi anymore. They were building a new circuit in St. Petersburg. I don't know if we ever got any track layouts or anything for what that was going to look like. But
probably
I mean,
the shape of a nuke.
Probably it would probably be Putin's head with him riding a nuke or something like that. But either way, it probably wouldn't have been too good, especially with what's going on in those parts of the world. But hopefully one day we can see what that circuit would have looked like, as long as there isn't a certain Nikita Mazepin that's driving it. I think we should be all right. I think I'd probably prefer a nuke dropped on my head than to watch Nikita Mazepin drive an F1 car again.
Maybe.
That is all our, Zandvoort catch up then. We've talked about the Grand Prix leaving. We've talked about all the results and whatnot. We've talked about Max Verstappen putting it in the wall and whatever that was. I don't remember. But let's try and give out some awards, shall we? As you can see, I've got a beautiful award behind me from the greatest league of all time. Now, obviously, there's many questions we can ask. We've got a few noted down already, and we have already answered them. So we'll go through our answers, maybe explain a bit why we've put those answers. So the first question was driver of the weekend. So Mike,
if you could all put in the chat who you think as well.
Yeah. Mike, you put Lando. I put Yuki Tsunoda.
Yeah.
Now, why did you put Lando? I don't think it needs explanation, but you might as well give one.
Winning the race by over 10 seconds. An incredible overtake on Kimi Antonelli. He just looked comfortable and happy. My second choice, if it wasn't to be Lando, would have been Fernando Alonso.
That's very fair.
But everyone in the chat, pop who you think your driver of the weekend is. I can see someone's put Antonelli. We've got Alonso. We've got Yuki. Lawson as another good pick as well. Why did you pick Tsunoda?
To be honest, I've never been Tsunoda's biggest fan. I never thought he should have got promoted to the Red Bull seat. I was relatively happy when they dropped him. And for him to step back in the V-Carb with no experience in these 26 cars, pull off that overtake on whoever it was down the inside, ballsy stuff, and to finish very close to the points. he's proved that he deserves a seat in Formula One. I think any team that has an opening for 27 would be stupid not to at least evaluate him.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's a valid point, and he didn't get points in the end, did he?
No, I think it was 12th, if I'm not mistaken.
12th, which isn't great if he had done the whole season, but it's his first race, so it's still a very good performance. Who is and everyone else's, who is the driver award for worst driver of the weekend?
See, I put Carlos Sainz, and solely for the reason that you sign a contract extension, your teammate signs a contract extension, and then you lock up your front left and slam straight into the side of your teammate that you're now partners with for 2 years again and take him out of the race. It's not exactly the best way to celebrate it, is it?
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I was torn between Sainz and Max Verstappen, and I went with Max Verstappen. I think it was a bit of a silly mistake to make. However, it happens. I feel like it's probably harsh to put him down as worst driver of the weekend because he did get points in the sprint. However, I think just a mistake like that for a 4-time world champion is not great. So I would stick with him.
That's completely fair. What's the chat saying? Who do they think's the worst driver of the weekend?
So I've got Max in the wall, Verstappen. We've got Lance Stroll. We've got Lance and Carlos. You've got Max, Carlos, Lance, Oscar, and Ollie Behrman. So I think that's pretty harsh.
Yeah, I think the chat's a lot harsher than
half
us.
the grid.
Yeah.
Chanaman saying Max in the wall, Mike Massey, best mate sleeping with Jerry Spice Verstappen.
Okay, then that's a statement.
Yeah, he obviously likes Red Bull. Lance Stroll doesn't count because he's just bad.
I mean, fair.
Perez.
Same principle.
Max and Oscar. So there's quite a few. There's mixed opinions out there. Who would you put down as the biggest winner of the weekend?
I put Lando Norris. I think, back-to-back victories, was dominant in the race as well. That move on Antonelli, I think Hungary was a statement, and this was a big fuck you to Mercedes. Hey, listen up, I'm coming for you. I'm going to beat you. Get fucking ready. Yeah. I mean, it would be hard for me to pick anyone else. Fernando was a close second, but for me, it's Lando.
Yeah. I've gone for Fernando, then Lando, but I've also put Yuki in that as well, along with Liam Lawson, because I feel like Liam Lawson performed the way that Hadjar would have in that car. Yeah. Maybe if not a little bit better. If you look at how much experience he's got in that car this season, I feel like he outperformed the car for what he was doing. Obviously, Fernando getting points in the Aston Martin, that's a big step for them. And as you say, Lando running away with it was just a statement again. We won't do all of these questions because a lot of people are putting in there they want MOR chat, so they obviously have some questions.
Yeah.
Best moment of the Grand Prix.
Well, we quite conveniently both agreed on this. That It was Lando's overtake to get into P2 past Antonelli. I mean, we touched on it earlier, but I mean, it was a ballsy move. I don't think Lando last year would have done it, but that proves that he is here to really contend with those Benzes.
Yeah, I think it's a statement, and you could say that the biggest moment was that, but I also, now that I've sat and thought about it, I think potentially the biggest moment could be the team orders at Mercedes.
Yeah.
I think that's huge, and the more I think about it, the more it sort of sits wrong. Obviously, we had team orders last season with McLaren and whatever, but those orders were usually to rectify a mistake the team had made.
Yeah.
Whereas this was just out of pure fear of Antonelli losing an extra 3 points to a driver 60 points behind him. So I think it's going to be. I think George is going to be having a pretty poor rest of the season, I think.
Yeah, and I
So
think
that's
it
my big.
really shows how scared Mercedes are of McLaren as well. You know, I don't think they would have done that before Lando's win in Hungary. But I think now that
Mm,
Lando has had that win, he made that statement, and Mercedes went, "Oh, we've actually got some competition here."
yeah,
I think
two
Mercedes
two
are scared.
weekends. The last 2 weekends, if you combine the gap to leader from Norris to not just the leader to Antonelli, it's 30 seconds over 2 races. That's a lot of time.
Yeah, that's
And
a
they've gone from
millennium.
being behind to being in front. So if they were level, that's even more time. So I think the alarm bells are ringing down at Mercedes, and I think we're in for a very good rest of the year, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Most certainly, it's gonna be very interesting, I must say.
Yeah.
Well,
So should we? We spoke quite a bit about Zandvoort. Has anyone got any questions or any opinions they want to throw in? Any questions about MOR?
yeah, I
Because I see a
mean,
lot of people asking for MOR talks. So
questions on
any
anything, you know,
questions? Yeah, anything off
Dutch
topic?
Dutch Grand Prix
Um,
opinions, MOR, the F1 game, how washed F1 Mikey Boy is at this said F1 game. Um,
I won 2 weeks ago just then.
but what happened today?
I got taken out
Do we have video
in MOR's
evidence?
wonderful socials. That's what happened.
Do we have video evidence of this? Do you have
I
POV?
I could get it.
Do you have POV of you being taken out? Otherwise, I think the washed accusations are starting.
I got a drive through because I followed Jenny off the line, which was great.
Yeah.
And then turn one I just got whacked round, but I still managed to finish fourth on track, so it's not that washed, is it?
Well, no, you might just be. I'm. Never mind. That was gonna sound really weird if I said that. Don't worry.
And me for no pov. Go for it, Ollie.
Yeah, I think that is a bannable offence, to be completely honest.
Yeah, me too. I mean, we've got how many entrants have we got? We've got 2 people entered on TikTok for the giveaway.
Okay.
Just 2, and we've got 4 people entered on Twitch. So I will say it now for the next remaining 10 minutes. Any Twitch subs count as double. Yeah, any Twitch subs count as double, and they also enter you into the TikTok giveaway.
Oh.
10 more minutes, so any between now and 23:10 count as double.
Give me 2 moments, F1 Mikey Boy, as I quickly look at the bank account and get myself involved, because that Max Verstappen print, it's got to come home with me. It has to.
It's got to, is it?
It's got to. I will be raging if someone else takes it.
And I've just put scooters in as well. We're getting quite a few now, look.
Oh no, come on. Yeah, what are we doing? We're ruining my evening.
Well.
Oh dear.
So yeah, I mean, Zandvoort was a good weekend, but let's see what Monza holds. I think that's going to be quite an interesting one.
Yeah.
I think it could be a good race. Let's go ahead and talk about, I guess, the weeks to come in MOR. Obviously, we had the Monday division today. Still a couple of full-time seats available if anyone wants to jump in and get involved with that. Thank you, Ollie, for the 400 coins sent on TikTok. Appreciate that. Thank you, Oliver87, for more subs on the Twitch. Really appreciate that. You are being entered into the giveaway. Have I missed anyone else on TikTok? No. So let's go to MOR for the week ahead. So we've had Monday today. Both races were successful. I wasn't aware of who won. Who won the races, JP? You commentated the 8 o'clock, so you should know.
Good question. Who won the 8 o'clock race? It was Mr. Smith.
Mr. Smith, yeah.
Maybe potentially Mr. Smith. I think it was Mr.
Ollie's
Smith.
saying it's all on the website, so let me just have a little look at the website.
There we go. Good little plug from Ollie. I like that.
Let's have a little look. Monday. Oh, so it is. Need to go to calendar. Monday sessions. Montreal. So 8 p.m. was won by Mr. Smith, with MCL finishing in second place, and the 6 p.m. race, Miami was won by Lama, with Mr. Smith finishing second. So it's a double header from Mr. Smith. I'm getting a lot of messages in the chat about a Malone bottle job, so I'm interested to see what happened there.
Meloon was leading the race, I think, without a penalty, or was second without a penalty for quite a while. And then proceeded to pick up, I think it was 6 seconds in penalties, and I want to say fall off the podium, if I'm not mistaken. Danny had a really good comeback. He, I think, was down in 6th or something, had a real big fight with his teammate Matt Connor. And I think then ended up finishing 7 milliseconds off of P2.
Oh.
So very close stuff.
Yeah, sounds it. So yeah, Monday sounds to have gone pretty well. Tomorrow we obviously have the Tuesday 6 p.m, which is Monaco, which will be very interesting. There is seats available for anyone that wants to join in that race, and then obviously we have the 8 o'clock race around Vegas, which, if I remember rightly, the last time we did Vegas, it threw up one hell of a race.
Yeah.
So hopefully that is again another one to look forward to. Wednesday we've got the 6 o'clock and the 8 o'clock again. Silverstone being the 8 o'clock and Austria Reverse being the 6 o'clock. So I might even. Oh no, Tottenham are playing. I won't do that. I'll take a break. And then Thursday we're back to the realistic divisions, 6 o'clock and 8 o'clock again. We are looking at potentially rolling out our actual app, which won't be the league side of things. It will be our Formula One predictor. We will be looking to roll that out in the middle of September, so hopefully we can get as many people signed up as possible. They don't have to be in the league either. You can be anyone and not even know much about Formula One. You can take part, which would be really cool. Anyone got anything they want to ask? And Emmanuel, I think you should race. Just because you don't know the breaking points, it means you should probably practice.
Most certainly. That was interesting, shall we say, in the Singapore race. I think Emmanuel was a bit upset that I said it may have been intentional. But Emmanuel, first of all, I do apologize. But I do want to say, from my point of view, it looked stinky. It was just a Mercedes straight into the wall with no explanation. It did not look good.
I think we need a POV, a POV.
We do definitely need a POV. I did ask for POV. I did send you the POV in DMs, but you ignored me like I'm one of your side chicks, Mr. F1 Mikey Boy 95.
I don't recall. I will have to look into my inbox, which has got loads of messages, which is why I probably didn't reply.
Probably.
Right, well, we've got 5 more minutes until the giveaway closes, and then we'll be doing the draw. When should we do the next podcast?
Tomorrow.
You pick.
I mean, I'm happy to do. Yeah, chat can decide. We'll give them 3 options. We'll say tomorrow, Thursday, and Sunday.
Saturday. No, yeah, Sunday.
Sunday. Right. So
tomorrow's Thursday and Sunday.
Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. When do you want the next podcast, guys? When do you want it? It's all down to you. Are you sick of seeing me and Mike on your screens? Or do you want more? Are you not entertained?
Someone has put every day.
Oh.
Tomorrow after the races.
More.
Sandy says more.
Oh, okay. Lily said sick of seeing you, Jack. Well, thank you very much. That's my lovely girlfriend.
Obviously like seeing me though, so thank you.
Right, yeah, exactly. Apparently you've got favourites. God.
Fantastic. I'm going to send you over, Jack, just while we're doing this. I'll tell you what, we haven't had a break yet, so you got 5 more minutes to get as many subs or gifts into the chat. We're going to take a 5-minute break, and when we come back, we're going to do the giveaway. And in that time, you get to listen to the UK #1 song, I think it is at the moment.
Yeah, Billboard #1. It's been nominated for about 50 Grammys.
Correct.
Mikey Boy's now the greatest music writer in history. Yeah.
If someone comes in with a 10 gifted, I'll rewrite the song for the next podcast. So, whack it on a break, JP. Let them listen to the amazing song. We will be back at 11:10 to do the giveaway.
Cool.
Any entrants between now and then will still get included.
Engines roar, the lights go out. MOR Sports, hear the crowd. Wheel to wheel, we're chasing glory. Every race becomes a story. From the grid to the checkered flag. Big moves, big wins, no holding back. News, reviews, and racing talk. This is MOR Esports. This is MOR Esports. This is MOR Esports. Welcome to the MOR Esports Podcast. Engines roar, the lights go out. MOR Esports, hear the crowd. Wheel to wheel, we're chasing glory. Every race becomes a story. From the grid to the checkered flag. Big moves, big wins, no holding back. News, reviews, and racing talk. This is MOR Esports. This is MOR Esports. This is MOR Esports. Welcome to the MOR Esports Podcast. Engines roar, the lights go out. MOR Esports, hear the crowd. Wheel to wheel, we're chasing glory. Every race becomes a story. From the grid to the checkered flag. Big moves, big wins, no holding back. News, reviews, and racing talk. This is MOR Esports. This is MOR Esports. This is MOR Esports. Welcome to the MOR Esports Podcast. Engines roar, the lights go out. MOR Esports, hear the crowd. Wheel to wheel, we're chasing glory. Every race becomes a story. From the grid to the checkered flag. Big moves, big wins, no holding back. News, reviews, and racing talk. This is MOR Esports. This is MOR Esports. This is MOR Esports. Welcome to the MOR Esports Podcast. Engines roar, the lights go out. MOR Esports, hear the crowd. Wheel to wheel, we're chasing glory. Every race becomes a story. From the grid to the checkered flag. Big moves, big wins, no holding back. News, reviews, and racing talk. This is MOR Esports. This is MOR Esports.
welcome back to the podcast then, ladies and gentlemen. And as you can see, quite conveniently, we've got the spin wheel up. Now, this is the TikTok spin wheel. Then the next one will be the Twitch one. As you can see, we've got Alcada on there. We've got Ollie Southall. We've got Oliver87, Kian, and Scooters as well. So best of luck to everyone in TikTok that has entered the giveaway. Because here we go. This is for the Ayrton Senna canvas print. Who is going to take it? It's going to be Ollie Southall. Who takes the canvas? Mikey, any words?
I'll leave a nice little message on the back of it for him.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay
I'll
then.
sign
Well,
it for him. There you go.
with the TikTok one concluded, it's Ollie Southall that wins. A lot of people saying it's a fix in the chat. Now we go to the Twitch giveaway, which, as you can see, Oliver87 is kind of dominating. 19 entries for Oliver87. It's then myself 3 times, Ollie Southall 2 times, Scooters 5 times. If Oliver87... Huh?
I would shout him out for it, but he's now making me change the song.
Well, that is a
No.
good point.
Thanks for the subs, but no thanks as well.
There is surely no way that Oliver87 doesn't win this giveaway. We'll spin the wheel then. Best of luck to all involved. Who is going to win the Max Verstappen print? It is going to be Oliver87. Okay, I'm honestly quite happy about that, because if he gifted all them subs and didn't win it, I would be very concerned. So congratulations to you, Oliver87. That will be coming your way quite shortly.
So we will just show everyone what they have won. Ollie, you have won yourself. Is it on camera?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have won yourself this lovely little canvas. So Ollie, 2 Ollies have won, and then Oliver87, welcome. I don't know if this was your first time in the chat, but thank you for all the gifted, and this is your winning tonight. A lovely Max Verstappen canvas. So all you need to do, both of you, if you're in the Discord, which I know Ollie Southall is, but if you're in the Discord, just drop me a message. If you're not, get the Discord now, Oliver87, if you're not in, and I will get those sent out to you as soon as possible.
Beautiful. That was a good giveaway. I'm envious of Oliver87. He's took my pride and joy in the Max Verstappen canvas.
Yeah.
Ollie said, JP crying about not getting the Max one. We drink those tears. Come on, Ollie. Come on. Well. What is our next topic then, Mikey? What are we moving on to now?
Well, I mean, next topic is, when do people want to see us back on the podcast? So it's either Tuesday, Thursday, or Sunday. Friday, I mean, could be Friday.
Could be Friday.
Could do Friday as well. So, Ollie, tell me what you want from MOR chat. What would you like? I think maybe a breakdown in the premium would be probably a bit more beneficial to some members.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's something we can do. Can we do that now, JP?
Yeah, I mean, I can pull the website up for us.
I was going to say, I'm logged in if you want me to screen share.
Oh, that's our Shopify. MOR
Do you want me to screen
share? You can do. If I go full screen, I can then remove our little image background thingy-majig. Put that up on screen. This is the website then, ladies and gentlemen. Mikey, talk us through it.
Everyone can see. Okay, so it's a little bit different now. We've got a real Formula One side of it, so it gives us all of the data, all of the races that have been, what's upcoming up until the end of the season. You have the driver stand-ins, which are, of course, updated. I believe they haven't updated since before Zadvoort just yet, because our app developer is away on holiday. Having a well-earned break, but that will all eventually be live because we're still in a testing phase. You then have all of the drivers, which is a nice, cool feature as well. You have the constructors again, which is a lovely little feature. You then have the predictor, which this won't work here, but it is coming out on its own app, which we're hoping to release in the middle of September, which will be really cool. I can't show you that on here. I'd have to do that on my phone. So yeah, let's get into the premium features. So we have made a few changes, as we said. The prices will increase due to the demand in the league and how many races we're doing. Still very much affordable, and if 300 people were to sign up to this one, this league would be at no cost to anybody, and it would just be perfect. What you get, so I will start off with a profile, which, how do I get there? Drivers, there you go. So if you click on, why can't I click on my own name? Let's go to Tuesday sessions. God, even I'm getting confused. Yeah. So race results. So yeah, there you go. So with premium, you get all of this. So I had 39 battles. I won 32 of them, which isn't actually that bad. I thought it was a lot worse than that. And I made 20 overtakes. It gives you your best battles and how long they lasted. It gives you a breakdown of laps, what tyre you were on, and how long each lap took. So it shows your consistency rating. You also then get a rating here, which is through our telemetry data, and it rates you out of all of the drivers on the grid as well. So my pace was at 6.2, which was the 8th best in the race. My consistency was at 4.5, which is pretty bad. I was sitting 11th overall in the consistency. My attack rating was 6, which was P4, which is pretty good. My defense was 6.7, which was P7. So a lot of people had some good battles. That's what you get with premium. It does give you all of those in-depth details and data, which honestly I think really do help, because you can see where you're going wrong. And for me already, I'm looking at my consistency there. That's just not very good. I don't know if I can see everyone else's, but if you were to go to Saban, consistency rating's on another level. His attack rating will be bad because he made 3 overtakes. He was at the front of the track, but it also gives you the opportunity to see their consistent lap times. So lap 14, 15, 16, and 17, he was in the 1 minute 12s. Lap 14, 15, 16, and 17, I was in the low 13s, high 12s. So I was losing a lot of time. Just gives you all of that. That's not even me, is it? That's Camruddy. There you go. So I was in the 14s and 15s. So I was losing 2 to 3 seconds a lap to the race leader on lap 14, which it gives you a really good insight. Obviously, you've got the support, which you can raise tickets, which you can also do through the Discord. The panel, you guys won't have. That's for me. Penalties, you can see I can see every decision. You will only see the decisions that you are involved in. And you also have all of the drivers here, which you will be able to look at the driver profiles. I just believe it's not yet up and running. There was a section. I believe it's been deactivated for an update potentially, but you can click on your name and it gives you how many races you've done over the course of your whole time in this league. Only championship events. Gives you your overall points, how many DNFs, how many penalties you've received, how many race wins, how many pole positions, how many podiums. So it's really, really good data. And obviously, I know I've been seeing a lot of comments. I'm going to put it back onto us, JP, if you want to put the camera back on.
Cool.
I have been seeing a lot of comments recently about why people are paying for premium features. It's not free. To run the league, the app alone costs over £700 just to get it started. Commentary alone every week costs £200 to £300 a week. we are earning money through TikTok and Twitch, which is why we encourage the giveaways, the gifting through TikTok and the premium features. Hopefully, the aim for that is just to reimburse the money that's been put into the league and just to keep the league going at a steady rate. So I do understand that people are not most happy or wanting to subscribe to the premium, but no other league has these features. And, you know, it puts us above everyone else, and it does give us the opportunity to have the best commentators in I would say in sim racing. I don't think there's anyone better out there than the commentary team that we have. So I think people need to potentially just see, you know, $2.99 to someone a month probably isn't really going to touch the side. So I appreciate everyone that signed up for premium. I appreciate everyone that's, you know, coming into the league and racing and racing clean, and all the gifted subs that we get for these giveaways as well. It is really good for us. So thank you to everyone for that. I probably didn't give the best idea of how the premium features work, but I'll get Ollie on that one night, and he can talk you all through it properly and give you a better view. I did actually have an idea, JP.
Oh,
and you're
here
not
we
going to
go.
like it.
Oh no.
So, you know, you see all these charity giveaways.
Yes.
I was thinking a night in the comms box with JP.
Ooh. What are we talking here? What is it? It better not be co-coms, whatever it is.
Yeah, co-coms for a night. You know, as a potential giveaway, most gifted subs gets to sit in the commentary box with JP, sit in his ear, not on stream, while he's on stream, and he has to, almost a bit like Impractical Jokers.
Oh, good God.
They're sitting in his ear and making little jokes and telling him to say certain things. So I think that could be a cool little addition.
Oh, that
again,
is
it's another
horrible.
idea of mine, which is probably horrendous for the league, but
Oh,
we'll try.
dear. The clips on TikTok that would come out of that.
Yeah.
Oh,
the clips
no.
would be, I think they'd be pretty good, actually. I think I'd enjoy the clips quite a lot, I think.
Oh, dear.
Sounds like you won't.
That's a horrible idea. But I think it's going to go ahead whatever I think.
Yeah, I think the chat seemed to like the idea, so maybe we'll try and get that one started pretty sharpish. But there was a question actually that I saw. So can we discuss driver retention and what is MOR going to do to ensure the grids are not filled with one-hit wonders? Are the driver standings league results only to be website exclusively? So yes, everything in the Discord is what's in the Discord now. Everything else is going to be through the website. The whole aim for this is, put it into perspective, when Ollie does race results for Tuesday and Thursday, it sometimes takes upwards of 2 hours for each race. Now we're racing 18 times a week. It's just not sustainable. Whereas now all we need to do is render the results and we'll upload them straight to the app and everyone gets that access. Yes, I know people won't be happy about having to pay a premium, and I know it's just to see the standings, but we have to try and get some money back into the league, because otherwise we're not going to be able to keep it going at the rate it's going. It is just very expensive. So that's where we're at. That's a good idea, Andy. I like that. So a live watch along for a race replay potentially.
That would be cool. I would
for
like
one of our races. So that's a good idea. I like that. Driver retention. So obviously we were doing 48 races a week. I can see that the server has gone a little bit quiet over the last few days. Not sure why or what people's frustrations are. I understand that they want to race at 12 and we're not doing races at 12 o'clock now. But there's been a bit of an oversight. I think people don't sort of understand what goes into running the league. So hopefully we can sort that out and get some more races going. After a half a week of ghosting, I'd agree the race starts have been much better, but what can we do about lap cars battling and DNF DC'd cars on track impeding? So DNF and DC'd cars on track impeding, for me, the person that's DNF'd, if they've impeded someone, they still belong, and they should still get a penalty, in my personal opinion, because they shouldn't be retiring. If the lapped car is in a safety car queue, it's very hard to organise that car getting back to the front. So I would also be inclined to say they should pull off to the side of the track and go to the back of the pack. Disconnected cars is very difficult because obviously the lobby host is usually racing. We try and get the commentary team to do it, but equally that's just as hard when they're in a battle, and people don't want to sit and watch us inviting people the whole race. So we're open to ideas and ways of doing it, whether that means we have 2 spectators in the lobby, one for commentary and one just as a lobby host. But again, it's just finding the people to do it.
Yeah, I think there's a lot more background work that goes into running the league. I think a lot of people do think, it's just set up a lobby, go racing, post results, which we wish it was like that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not an admin in any shape or form. I'm a moderator. But the amount of work that I have personally seen go into the league, and I've not even seen everything. And it is a lot more than you would ever expect for there to be for an F1 league. So I would say be patient, because we are working as hard as possible to implement different things and sort other things out and make the racing as good as possible and give everyone as much opportunity to race as possible. But at the same time, it's hard to please everyone at once.
Yeah, the biggest thing is we just need everyone on board to show up to the races that they're committed to. It'll make our life easier not having to chase everyone for attendance. Everyone's big enough and ugly enough to know what they've signed up to. So if everyone could just improve on their attendances, making sure that they're doing the attendance, and if they realistically aren't going to be able to race for most of the season, just tell us so we can replace you. Doesn't mean you're going to get kicked out of the league. We'd just rather that in honesty, and it just helps us in the long run. Sign up to the premium. That's it really. It's not anything to do with earning money. Most of the people that have been here long enough know that it's not important to me. I don't want to earn money from it, and any money that, if we were to get into a position where we were positive, would go out and make the league better, and maybe even reimburse those that have donated, those that have sponsored, those that have put so much time into making this league where it is.
I think it is very different as well for a lot of people that maybe haven't been involved in a league. I know we've got quite a few people that have never been involved in an F1 league before. To them, it's just a game, but to us, it's a lot more than that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. It's I suppose it's very different for people that just come into race. Are you chewing a bottle by any chance, JP?
No, that's my dog in the background that's like scranning away a bottle. I'm trying to stop her. She's going mental. She's on co-coms half the time. I don't know how often you watch the streams, Mikey, but she's often in the background barking her little head off, and I don't know if she wants a stream cameo, but let's see if we can get the dog in. Give me 2 moments, ladies. Mikey, you waffle about some league stuff. We'll try and get the dog in.
Go on then. Let's do some quick fire questions. Anyone got any questions in the chat before we look at finishing the podcast for tonight? We're not very good at timekeeping. We always say it's going to be an hour, and then it's an hour and a half, and then it's longer. Anyone got any questions?
We are back. The dog is here. This is my co-commentator, who is often helping away in the background. I'm sure a lot of you hear her. She's a menace. Yeah. Do you have anything to say to your fans? They like you in the chat. Look. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah. Anything? No? Spaced out? Yeah, okay. Right, well, that's enough of the co-commentator.
Yeah.
She can go off and play with a bottle or whatever she was doing. But you will often hear her in the background of streams and whatnot, screaming away and yapping at Letterman and all those good sorts of things. Mikey, have you got any
Yeah.
pets by any chance? Have you got a dog or a cat or a budgie, perchance?
No, I've got my rig. That's enough.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's enough maintenance. So yeah, I've got that. That's enough hard work.
I can't say I blame you.
Which I'm upgrading as well. So
Yeah, you've recently got yourself
Yes.
a new PC,
yeah,
a
new
brand
PC
new
and
wheel,
a brand new wheel coming. Yeah,
brand new
which
monitor,
is
brand new
new monitor
microphone.
as well. Yeah, so it's all working so far, but we'll see if it makes me go any quicker. Probably not.
Well, I don't think you need to get any quicker, to be completely honest, but we'll
Mike's
see.
saying premium doing well. In all honesty, premium is doing well. It's now, I think it's sitting at. If I'm again, I'm not worried about telling people numbers. The premium features have accumulated £350 back into the league, which is nearly covered 50% of what the app cost in itself. So yeah, premium has been very, very good, especially at the start. But it's sort of, we've not had many for a while. So if people can sort of promote it for us, that would be amazing. I know people don't like paying for things, and it's completely understandable. It is Vegas tomorrow. Emmanuel, is Vegas tomorrow. I have already checked it.
Vegas is it's always a good track, isn't it, Vegas? Well, why don't we give a little bit of a pre-race push to the Las Vegas Grand Prix? Mikey, you've obviously raced there a lot as a league racer. It's been on the games for a few years. Are you confident at Vegas? Do you think this is a happy hunting ground?
I hate Vegas, but I'm also wrong because apparently it actually is meant to be Barcelona.
Oh,
I'm looking at the calendar now and it's saying Barcelona, and I've got it wrong.
and you've been practicing, have you not?
Yeah, exactly, which is another reason why you should use the app. Because the app has got the data and the app's right.
There we
Just
go.
saying. So again, running the league, it does take its toll and mistakes are made, whereas through the app, the mistakes don't happen. So could you say it's smart marketing? Maybe you could. Could you just say that I've fucked up? Probably, yeah. What would you like to see happen on the Discord, Mike? What do you mean by an overhaul? Do you want channels removing? Oh, you just want to give Ollie more work? Yeah, we can do that. I think that's a fair remark. Yeah, I think tomorrow's race then, so it's Barcelona, not Vegas, makes me feel a lot happier.
Yeah.
I would say that the early favourite for that is obviously going to be
Me.
BPA. Danny's back, so Danny will be one to watch for that race tomorrow. Obviously, you've got MCL and I think Saban as well, so there's 4 drivers straight away. I think it's going to be another race which is pretty tight. Excuse me. I think it'll be quite a close race and a lot better than what Vegas would have been.
Yeah, I mean, Vegas does always throw up that kind of chaos, shall we say, close to the walls, a lot of barriers, not the widest circuit in the world. Catalonia is more your typical racing circuit, gravel traps, runoff areas, all that sort of thing. I personally don't really like Spain, I'll be honest. I think, especially me still being on controller at the minute, the tyre wear is absolutely horrible. It's undrivable. We did a social race there, I think it was a social race a couple of days ago, and I was forced into a 2-stop, and I still finished the race with about 70% on my front left. It's terrible.
I won't discuss strategy because I am second in the constructors, so we will be fighting, me and Sidemen. So hopefully Sidemen's been doing his practice and he's ready for another big result because we're going to need it, that's for sure.
Who are you most worried about in this division? Who do you think your Constructors' Championship rivals are going to be?
It's Cadillac, Racing Bulls, Audi, Ferrari, all of them.
Yeah.
There is genuinely a chance that every single constructor could win it this year in this division. There is a strong lead driver in every team, and then there is a very strong support to that driver as well. We don't usually like to say that we've done it that way,
Yeah.
but there are obviously a few drivers that are cut above the rest. But I genuinely think that the teams where most of the drivers are on a similar level, I think they've got a better chance of winning the constructors. And I think there's definitely a good, looking at Darrell today, he looks like he's getting back into the game. I think the Ferrari team with Darrell and Matt could be pretty successful. Obviously, MCL and Blake, Malone and penalty ridden Noah, that's another one. BP Ace, Andy, Danny. There's so much pace across the whole division. I think it would be silly to rule anyone out.
Yeah, it's always close, especially when you have a division that is built like the Tuesday 8 p.m. division. It's always a mega event. Whatever track you go to, whatever part of the world you're in, how long the races are, whether it rains, whether it's dry, whatever it is. Shanaman saying Darrell and Matt is terrorist central. I to be honest, I think I would agree with that a little bit.
Yeah, on a bad day, but on a good day, that they're also very difficult to overtake. So I think it's a risky team.
Yeah,
but it has the potential to be a good team as well. So hopefully they can. Apparently, I'm going to be hunted down by Emmanuel because I haven't mentioned Mercedes, but that's because they're a dark horse. Cam Ruddy's a very good driver. Emmanuel, I'm still waiting to see your full potential. Few incidents and retirements and things, so hopefully you can stick it out and start grinding them points. What is the standings looking like at the moment?
it's a good question. You're going to have to head to www.mor-esports.com.
Let's have a look so I can. So the Tuesday 8 p.m. Yeah, you've got Cadillac atop with 53. Then it is Red Bull. Then Audi. So actually, Racing Bulls are not doing too well, down in 6th. It's very tight. There's 6 points separate 5 teams in the constructors already. So I think it's a very exciting division. And hopefully we don't see any drama.
Hopefully.
Not bad drama anyway.
No, I mean, there's always some sort of drama in a league race, whether it is some sort of crash or controversy or whatever it is. But there's a line between it being drama and it being absolutely fucking mental. And that's the line that you definitely do not want to cross.
Yeah.
I'm just
definitely.
looking in the chat. Zen saying JP better be looking forward to Saban versus me again. Well, I'm not commentating. Crossley has taken the baby that I wanted. I tried to claim myself as the father, but Crossley said nope and slapped a DNA test on me. So it is Crossley that will be commentating. So I'm sure he's going to enjoy it. He's been commentating the Tuesday 8 p.m.s since WRC was a thing. Now we've obviously gone to MOR. He's still carrying that identity with him. So yeah, it will be Crossley on the commentary, but of course, he will give it incredible coverage, and I'm looking forward to watching that race. If I wasn't the one commentating it, I'm definitely going to be the one watching it because that would be a really good battle to watch.
Yeah, you've also got to hope that Saban actually shows up because he's gone quiet, so he may not even be racing tomorrow because no one's heard from him. So BPAs, if you know him, reach out to him and tell him to get himself back in the server and active, because obviously he's going to rob you of a title fight, and it'll have to be one of us instead.
Oh, what a shame. Mikey's got to fight for a title. Oh dear.
God, no, not me. I won't be there. I'm washed, remember.
Ah, yes. Very good point. Very good point. Zen saying, give me a good teammate. Give me Luke M every week.
No, that's too... Excuse me. Luke Ebb's performance today was a very good one. Was it Spa? I think you had Ollie Football,
Yes.
Solar, Ben, and Luke
Yeah.
up there, and obviously the front three were a cut above, but Luke did everything in his power to stay with them with their battling and did very good. So yeah, I think tomorrow's hopefully get through Monaco with the 6 o'clock. Hopefully that's not anything dramatic. And then we'll see how we get on for the 8 o'clock. It's going to be a good day of racing tomorrow. And then on to the Wednesday. Like I say, if anyone's watching who hasn't got a seat, there is some seats available in the Monday and Wednesday divisions. So just drop a message in the general chat and we'll get you signed up as soon as we can.
Well, do we have any more to talk about, Mikey? That is the question. We've covered Zadvoort. We've covered a bit of MOR. We've done the giveaways. We've talked a bit about the racing. Chat, do you have any questions? We'll open it up for a 10-20 minute Q&A for all the people at home, as we always do at the end of these podcasts. Does anyone have any questions, whether it's about MOR, whether it's about F1, whether it's about was Mikey behind the 7-7 bombings, whatever it is, ask away and we will try and get an answer. Emmanuel's
I'm
saying,
confused by Emmanuel's question. Yeah, I don't know what that means.
do you indeed that we two are good at wheel-to-wheel racing? I'm not going to answer that because I don't understand it.
Don't know. Yes, Mike, you can ask here.
You can indeed. A lot of people have been memeing that I gave, I think it was Alcana, some relationship advice. So feel free, MCL, get your questions down, and I'll become a bit of a therapist.
I can see that going very well.
Oh, he's saying, do you think you're both good wheel to wheel? Me, no. Mikey, do you think you're good wheel to wheel?
Yeah, I think it just depends on the track. It depends on your overall position going into a corner because sometimes you are entitled to close the door on someone. It depends, but I would say overall 9 times out of 10 I can be. Just depends on the day really. If you catch me in a bad day, then maybe not. Muffin, I will be racing this Friday. Yes, we will be winning the constructors in F2. I missed the first race, but I will be racing this one, and everyone up until the 11th September, I won't be racing. I'm getting married.
Ah, well, that's not a good excuse. Take the sim rig to the wedding. What are we doing?
Right. It would have been the quickest marriage.
Yeah, definitely.
Who's the oldest driver in the league? MCL. I reckon it's close. Yeah, I reckon MCL. Ollie Southall potentially. Maybe.
Apparently, I might be one of the oldest if I keep getting called Uncle Jack. This needs to stop.
JP's not hosting the wedding, but he's doing comms for it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to be in the background just narrating everything that happens at the wedding. It's going to be great.
It's going to be a through goes Mikey as she walks down the aisle.
Yeah, exactly.
Andy's 62. Thank you, Scooters and Emmanuel, for the congrats. I appreciate it. Uncle Mikey. I'm 31. I'm not an uncle. Well, I am technically an uncle. I do have nieces and nephews, but not literally an uncle, no. Not in yours terms.
What's the best pastry filling?
I would go with cheese and onion, I think.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. I'd go with probably like steak or something, like steak and cheese, like a Philly cheesesteak. That'd do a bit of me, I think.
Kian, at the moment, I can't remember who I actually backed, but I think I backed the RBs or I think I backed Red Bull, didn't I, for Tuesday?
Yeah.
I think I backed my team. I'm still sticking with it. I still think me and Sidemen are making our way to the top again. Reunited after season 1, winning the constructors. I think we're going to do it in season 5.
Sander saying, have y'all ever tried fricandel? if I'm saying that correctly. No, I have not tried that. Whatever the hell that is.
Sounds Dutch.
It does sound Dutch, and it sounds savory. I want to say. Who knows? Emmanuel saying, "What do you think were the best races from me?" I don't remember any of
don't-
them.
Yeah, I can't honestly remember in the nicest of ways.
Today, when you
Um,
intentionally put it in the wall.
It's not your finest moment.
Oh dear, the comments are getting worse.
No, it's just Mike. His age is showing.
Oh, good. Oh, that's bad.
So I've got an idea.
Okay.
We could do a podcast tomorrow,
Yes.
but what we could also do is obviously someone suggested that we do a 1v1 championship, but we can't do that because I don't like stealing people's ideas, and someone's obviously Concept 7's already doing it.
Yeah.
Would anyone be interested in a tournament tomorrow night? A 1v1 tournament with me and JP watching and podcasting at the same time.
That would be cool. That would be very cool.
It would be at 10 o'clock at night. It would be however many drivers we can get, and it would just be a 3-lap race, and winner goes through to the next round. Done.
Yeah, and then obviously
as a
we
bit of
can
fun.
sort out brackets and whatnot depending on how many people turn up and all that sort of thing.
Yeah. I think that could be something something pretty fun. So I'll put a thank you very much, Oliver87, for the gifted sub. I would put a poll out for tomorrow then.
Yeah.
And we will do 1v1s. And it's a mini tournament. And then whoever loses, so out of everyone that joins, whoever doesn't win, so all of you apart from the winner has to subscribe to premium. Deal?
Deal. Sounds like a good
That
one
works.
to me.
Thank you very much, Scooters, for the 5 gifted subs. That's 38 subs we've got in this stream alone, which is great. Close to a new record. I think 42
Yeah.
is our record. I think we got on the last giveaway. So if anyone wants to just drop another 5 or 10, that'd be amazing. No, 1v1 just for fun. You know, we can sit and talk about Formula One, you know, all day, every day. Oliver87 coming in with the 5. We're now at a new record of 43. Can we hit the 50?
Can we? Can he?
Yeah, I thought MCL's pension might pay for a few subs. Andy's going to love that. Andy will be sat there pissing himself at that. I hope he is. We will do a 1v1 tournament tomorrow, just for fun. Just a bit of light-hearted racing, and see, you know, who comes out on top. And we'll go from there. If everyone's up for that.
Should be fun. Should be interesting.
Anyone else got any questions before we end the stream? Can we hit 50 gifted subs is the question.
Can we? We need what,
I've
7
dropped-
more?
We need 7 more. I will drop another
Drop
2 to make it
7
45.
more, and Mikey's gonna give away the shirt that he's wearing right now.
Not quite sure anyone wants that, but I've just upped it to 45. So we need 5 more for 50. Can we hit 50 in a stream? That would be a new record. What? Before we end it then, because it's 10 to 12, we're an hour and 50 in. What would you guys like to see from this? Would you like to see them in shorter bursts and more of them every week, or would you like them to be different? Oliver coming in with the 4 gifted subs, look, leaving it under 50, 49 out of 50. That's amazing. Thank you, Oliver. Yeah, what would you guys like to see, you know, more of or less of? Would you like different hosts, different co-hosts? Would you like more of these episodes a week in shorter bursts? You tell us.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty that we can change about the podcasts, whether that is, you know, different hosts, whether that's different times that the podcasts are hosted, whether it's longer podcasts but less frequent, more frequent podcasts but shorter. whatever that may be, shoot us ideas. We're all ears. We're still very new to the podcast. This is what, the third episode, I think. So
Yeah,
we
so,
are
yeah.
very new to doing this. Obviously, we see a lot of you do enjoy all of this, and yeah, we obviously want to keep improving and bringing you what you want to see, really.
Yeah, I completely agree. Just a massive shout out to Scooters there, because that is our 50th gifted sub of the stream. So that is amazing. Thank you so much, guys. That's a lot of subs. Obviously, the giveaway was a big reason for it, but obviously you've all gifted nearly half of that extra there. So thank you everyone for that. It really does help support us. But yeah, we'll do the 1v1 tomorrow.
Yep.
If we get enough people, and then potentially JP, instead of doing reruns, we could maybe sit and do a little bit of a watch along.
Yeah.
On, I don't know, someone could go through YouTube and pick out a race. We could go back to race 1 of WRC.
That's always a shout.
98 of WRC. We're over 100 now, so we've got lots of opportunities. If people want us to sit on screen, on camera, get some other people in as well, just let us know. We're open to doing a bit of everything. So whatever anyone would like to do.
Yeah.
Race 6, 7. I'm not repeating that, Mike. I reckon someone's giving him a beer.
Probably. Someone's giving him a beer, or someone's giving him something else.
Yeah. What about a marathon?
Yes,
stream?
obviously we did have the marathon. Well, the marathon thing kind of, what was it, like, planned almost. I see a lot of people getting very mad that I hit the 6-7. It was not me that said it. You can all blame Sandy Organ. It was not my fault. But yeah, we had the marathon lined up. The real question is, do people want to participate in that? Do people want to race in it? Do people want to watch it?
Yeah.
What sort of traction would that sort of thing get? Because it would be a big event, it would go pretty much all day. That's not the sort of thing that you want happening, and people don't really care.
Yeah. So I think the marathon event is definitely something we need to do. I think it's a great idea, and I think it needs a little bit more practice, and I think probably this weekend's probably too soon. But there is another suggestion. What we could do is we could do a 24-hour stream, a 24-hour podcast, which ends, each sub is worth 10 minutes.
Oh, well, like a subathon.
A subathon.
Yeah.
Another way of raising some money for the league. We can do giveaways every hour. We can do social races. We can do all sorts of stuff. And each sub just adds another 5 or 10 minutes to the timing, and see how long people can get us going for.
That would be a cool idea. I'd be down for that.
So if you want to see JP sat on stream for 24 hours, getting annoyed and stressed out, and I'll even get him to go into some 5-lapper social lobbies, just random lobbies, and commentate them.
Oh, no.
If we could do that, we could jump on pro clubs with a few people. We can do some Call of Duty. We could do some all sorts of games. But I'm thinking a subathon might be a cool little different thing to do. So I will get... Oh, we want a Meet the Team podcast starting with Ollie.
That would be a good one.
Everyone's interested to see Ollie. Coconut Simulator. Sounds great.
Sounds like a brilliant game.
Has anyone played iRacing?
A lot of people seem to like pro clubs at the moment. That is a big shout that I've heard personally, and especially in this stream as well. A lot of people want a pro clubs stream.
Yeah. So we could do a subathon. And it goes on as long as people sub, and we will do that with pro clubs. We'll do that with join random lobbies and commentate on them. We'll do obviously our own league races as well. So I think it's a good idea. But I think for now, it's probably time we say goodbye. 24-hour stream of Mikey's life.
That
Cam
would
on
be
for
sick.
24 hours.
We get a GoPro just strapped to your head and you just go and live a day in the life of F1 Mikey Boy 95.
I tell you what we could do. An MOR meetup streamed on Twitch.
That would be sick. That would be sick.
I've got meta glasses, yeah. I've got them. So
Oh, yeah.
we could do something like that. But yeah, we are going to do the marathon this weekend. But JP, if you're free at some point this weekend, let me know. If not, we'll do it for another weekend.
Cool.
But let's look at doing a 24-hour subathon.
Yeah.
I reckon we could get that set up pretty sharpish. And I mean, it could be a midweek job for me. It don't matter. But I'm not sleeping anyway, so
Yeah.
yeah, we'll figure something out. But until then, we will catch you all tomorrow, I think. And we'll do the 1v1. I'll get a poll sent out now, actually, while I remember. Let me do that now.
Yeah, I think this has, again, been a very successful podcast. Obviously, I feel like today you've heard a lot more into how MOR runs, you know, the ideas that we create are literally off the dome. You know, Mikey, quite literally during this stream, has thought of a subathon, has thought of a 1v1 tournament, has thought of all of these ideas that we can try and get in as well. So, you've seen a bit of more insight. We've talked about Zadvoort, we've talked about the races coming up and the races that have gone. A big thank you to everyone that tuned in. A special big thank you as well to everyone that gifted on TikTok, that dropped subs on Twitch as well, hitting a new record in the Twitch. Absolutely wonderful. And yeah, I think that's it. I don't know if Mikey, you've got any last words for the viewers?
No, just a massive thank you. 50 subs in a stream is absolutely massive. Really appreciate you all. Thank you for showing up and racing, and for sitting and listening to us yap on for 2 hours is pretty heavy. And we've now just hit 51. Do you reckon we could hit 100 before midnight?
100 before midnight. We've got 3 minutes.
We've just hit Mike's age in subs, which is pretty cool. But yeah, no, thank you everyone for listening, and we will do this 10v10 tournament tomorrow. Not 10v10, 1v1 tournament tomorrow. There's 10 people already signed up, so get yourself over to the announcements channel, and we will do the 1v1. And I'll even get JP to race in it.
Oh, come on. That's just rude. I'm washed. Well, we'll see what happens. Hopefully it will go well. We can only pray.
Yeah, a special shout out to Mike's juicy friend Hugh Janus. Very juicy, Mike, very juicy. Well done.
Oh dear. And on that bombshell,
got a number plate to read out in Asda as well. Is it any 14ABJ by any chance? Yeah. Cheers,
oh
Mike.
god.
Thanks.
Okay, well,
On that bombshell,
that
I
is
think it's
enough.
time to end with, for the last time, because of Oliver87 ruining it. Appreciate the subs, but you've ruined it. For the last time, here is our MOR Esports podcast song. Thank you everyone for jumping in.
We'll see you tomorrow.